Welcome back. We're back with one more matchup for the top four, right?
Yeah, top four. We have Daniel, who we saw play before.
Yep. And Brett, who we haven't seen yet, but obviously he's doing pretty well since he's in the top four.
Yeah.
We've got, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I think they're just rolling for initiative right now.
Yeah, we'll be getting into the match shortly. Just real quick run up. They have very similar lists, don't they?
Yeah, I think what we saw is there's really only a couple cards that are different.
Daniel's running an extra Weequay Pirates.
Yeah, and then Brett has the Gamorrean Guards instead of the second Weequay.
Right, and then the only other difference, I believe, is Daniel has Black Market, which we've seen earlier. So it's kind of interesting. This is probably the closest matchup in terms we've seen so far in similar lists.
I think we're going to get to see how the Weequay do versus the Gamorrean Guards.
Yeah,
sure.
I'm excited to see that because last matchup I feel like the Weequay did slightly better for Ira.
Yeah, I think so too. Also, we'll see how useful Black Market is.
Yep.
If that makes a difference between the two lists.
It clearly made a difference last game with that take initiative. So.
Yeah.
But anyway, we're excited to have you guys. Just as a reminder, anybody tuning in, Daniel Taylor is the returning world champion. He won last year, so he's defending his title. He's doing a pretty good job of it. The last matchup, we saw Paul Heaver, who is X-Wing world champion and runner-up to Imperial Assault World, the runner-up at Imperial Assault Worlds 2 years ago. Also doing really well. So they might be on a collision course. We might have two Titans going at it.
We might see them at the end. We'll have to find out after this match.
Yeah, this match will determine things, of course. But if so, that's going to be kind of exciting. Probably the two of the three biggest names. The first world champion. I'm blanking. I'm horrible with names. I'm blanking on him. He was from Europe, though. He won Worlds 2 years ago. He beat Paul in the finals. So out of those, I'd say those three are probably the three strongest players in the world, and we might get a chance to see two of them go against each other.
That'll be exciting if they both make it to the final, but right now, first Daniel's going to have to win this match.
Yep. Yeah, he's going to have to go through Brett, who's been doing pretty well. I believe his record in the Swiss was 5-1. I could be wrong about that, though. Apologies if anybody out there knows the actual truth. But if my memory serves, and of course he's won 2 straight in the single elimination rounds, beating out some strong opponents. So I'm excited to see what happens. As we talked about, this is going to be an interesting test between the Weequay Pirates and the Gamorrean Guards.
Yeah, and I think it'll come down a lot to what command cards they have, what their strategy is, and to some extent luck, just because they have such similar lists going in.
Yeah, with similar lists, it does come down a little bit to the variation between dice and, as you said, the command cards, which, of course, while drawing is a little bit random or luck-based, they're the ones choosing what goes in that deck. So we see Brett still setting up. Daniel's already ready. Brett has his figures on the board. We're on ISB headquarters, aren't we?
Yeah, so ISB headquarters, end of each round, each player will gain 3 victory points for a security station he controls. And then for each security station, the player who controls it chooses a hostile figure in line of sight, and that figure will suffer 2 damage. So do you think people will be going for the objective in this case? Because it's going to not only get the victory points, but damage to units as well.
Yeah, I feel like they're going to be contested. I mean, 2 of them are off on the right there, as we can see.
Yeah.
And unless both players go for them, you're really only getting the victory points, which, granted, that's 3 around, which isn't insignificant, but I feel like the left one is going to be the more.
Yeah, do you think we're going to have a huge battle play out over that left?
I feel so, yeah. It's going to be interesting. I'm not sure who's on which. I don't know if Daniel's on the top or the bottom, but whoever's on top does have a slightly closer advantage to that one in the middle there.
Yeah, it's a little hard to tell since their lists are so similar. It looks like Daniel is going first.
And he's on the bottom.
Has the bottom. And I think he just focused with...
Probably use C-3PO.
3PO?
Yeah. And he's moving somebody 2 spaces.
It's either C-3PO or Gideon.
Or is he moving C-3PO? It looks like he's actually moving C-3PO. Interesting.
Yeah, it looks like he focused and then moved.
So this is interesting. A lot of times you see, as we talked about earlier, C-3PO and Gideon going early and whatnot. But
usually they hang out towards the back.
Yeah,
you don't typically see them moving forward ahead of the rest of the group.
Right, because they have multiple abilities that are beneficial, they often are using those abilities rather than moving. In this case, though, the map is kind of big.
Yeah,
so
it's a huge map. There are a lot of corners. It could be that Daniel thinks that Brett can't get to C-3PO to attack yet, so he still feels pretty secure.
Yeah, I mean, you can see the red lines there, so line of sight is going to be hard to draw to C-3PO for Brett. So it does seem like C-3PO is fairly protected, and then he's going to be able to still have a decent line of sight for most of Daniel's figures as they move into the battle.
Yeah, Brett just activated C-3PO, focused, and went for a terminal. So it could be that Daniel's going to do the same thing and move C-3PO towards the other terminal, but he couldn't get there this turn.
Yep. And it looks like he's going with some weak way pirates, just moving them up a little bit and hiding them.
Yeah, he's staying a little bit further back this time.
Yeah, he has initiative, so he has to be very careful about overextending in case Brett comes out strong the following round. Well, it looks like...
So Brett is going the opposite direction we had discussed. So it could be that the battle plays out maybe on the other side of the map. If it does, that could be a little crazier since there are two...
it's definitely tighter quarters.
Yeah.
And there's two
there.
Two
security stations. If they both control one, then they're both going to be getting the points and doing damage.
Yep. Looks like he's activating... wasn't Gideon. I missed who he's activating. Oh, it was Gideon. Yeah, okay, he was using Gideon's ability to move
Gideon. He focused Greedo.
And moved him out. So once again, we see Greedo coming out into the... being jumping into the fray, so to speak.
He's a great unit to charge in with.
Yep. Daniel counters with his own Gideon.
So far, pretty similar strategies, what do you say?
Yep, and he moved the Greedo out. His Greedo out. So being a fairly similar list, they're playing fairly,
similar
style.
Yeah.
Yep.
Do you think maybe one person has an advantage just from where they deployed, or?
It's hard to say with this map. I mean, for
sure. Kind of a crazy map. There are a lot of hallways.
Yeah, I haven't played this mission as much as the other mission on this map, the reconnaissance mission, where you're placing down cameras and getting points from those cameras. So I don't have as much experience with this map. That said, based on the initial locations, I feel like Brett has a slight advantage with that one on the left. That said, it is more open, whereas if Daniel jumps to the right and Brett doesn't immediately
follow.
Yeah, Daniel.
I mean, you can't get that many points really just from the security stations.
No, and you have to throw a figure there, which means then they're not in the battle or supporting it, like in the case of Gideon or C-3PO, then they're not helping. So it'll be interesting to see.
Daniel just moved to the other terminal.
With Onar. Onar is a pretty beefy character, as we've talked about, with 15 health, so...
Might as well just charge out there with him.
It's going to be hard for Brett to contest that terminal anytime soon. Looks like Brett's trying to figure out his next move.
Yeah, it looks like maybe he's deciding who to activate next. We saw him glance at his command cards, but...
Looks like weak way pirates.
Yeah.
Interestingly, he's throwing more pirates at the terminal.
Yeah, he's continuing to move to the right side of the map.
And he's hiding both of them. Weak way's doing their usual thing. Just making... Daniel's just, I think, asking, why are you putting it on the card when your other guys have the tokens on the figure? But just... You're trying to make sure your opponent's communicating clearly and not, you don't want to be confused when some are one place, some are another location. Daniel's got one weak way, Greedo and Shyla left. And Brett has Onar, Greedo, and Shyla as well. Again, these lists are very similar. We'll be saying that a lot right now. Here come Daniel's other weak ways. Interesting. Daniel's thrown them all in one location.
Yeah, they're both right now, it looks like, moving towards opposite sides of the map.
Yeah.
So we'll have to see where they end up intersecting.
Looks like Brett is kind of, with his Gamorreans and stuff, he does have the opportunity to split his squad a little bit in the following round. But do you think Daniel concentrating on the left side there, do you think that's a strong strategy, or do you think he should try and split off a little bit just in case Brett tries to go after those other stations on the right, like he's about to do with Greedo?
It's hard to say at this point. I mean, the Gamorrean guards are going to have to stay close if they want to attack Daniel at all. If they charge in alone, that's pretty risky.
Yep.
I don't know if they'll be able to last very long if they do that.
Sure.
The one advantage Brett might have is there more hallways on that end, so I wonder if he'll have an easier time blocking line of sight. But
it's interesting to see how Daniel responds here. I don't think he can actually get over there at this point, as he just has Shyla and Greedo left. I guess Shyla might.
Yeah, can she get within range 3 of Greedo? Then she could pull him in.
But
so
he has to. She has to spend an action to open the door in the first place.
Yep.
So she won't have the action.
She won't be able to do it. Yep.
Yeah, I don't think it's a good play, but if Daniel moved Greedo over and opened the door,
so
Shyla could get in.
Do you think he'll leave the door closed right now, or do you think it's worth it to open the door and start charging in?
Generally, it seems like the competitive players agree with this line of strategy, but it seems like for the most part they don't open doors unless they have an opportunity to take advantage of it immediately. Mm-hmm. And in this case, I don't think he does.
Yeah, no, he's not.
He would be doing it for the following round, which Brett is probably going to have initiative for, which means it's going to be even worse for him.
So it looks like Daniel just has Greedo left to go.
Brett has Shyla and Onar. They're both fairly far back. Onar was a little bit off to the side. It looks like maybe he's going to go contest that other.
It looks like maybe he's considering charging in.
With Shyla, yeah. Don't know. I don't think she can get within range to use her whip just at the moment. But I think it's a little bit too far for her.
I think she'll have to move twice if she wants to get over there.
Yep. This map is bigger than it looks. Well, it's big, and then it takes a while to get around because of all the corners. But
yep. There's so many passageways that even though it looks like a straight shot through, in reality, it's very difficult to get from one end to the other without opening the doors. And again, that does take an activation.
Yep.
Or action. So we'll see. Brett's taking quite a while to decide where to go right now.
Yep. He has to assume he's going to get initiative next turn, so he's probably trying to figure out how best to set that up. At least if I were in his position, that's what I'd be doing. Where can I put Shyla so that next round I can activate her and best use her? It looks like he's just going for the other station. This is going to be interesting. He sent 2 of his utility creatures, characters. They are good at fighting on their own, but they're also not the strongest. But he's throwing both of them at stations. He's going to get 6 points from that, which isn't too bad.
Yeah, I mean it's a good way to start.
You think he's going to go with Onar to the final station at the end here?
I mean, if he can. So Daniel still has Greedo. I think Greedo can get to the other station to oppose it still.
That's true. If he wants to. But then he leaves himself open to Onar, which
if you're going to do it, you might as well leave yourself open with Greedo.
Yep.
Oh, no, he's activating Greedo, and he's not going to go for that.
He's going to take a shot at one of the weak ways, it looks like.
Yeah.
Or he's going to try to. I'm not sure if he has line of sight. Looks like he does, though.
I think he does.
They're counting spaces, making sure.
Yep.
Yeah, Brett's just getting ready to defend.
Or is he attacking Weequay, or is he attacking C-3PO?
Yeah. He had the white die out for a second. Oh, he's shooting Right, because Greedo's ability, he's shooting back first. He's attacking the weak way. Decent defense roll by Greedo. Looks like he took 3 damage.
Mm-hmm.
Now
Greedo's going to attack.
Oh, that's a lot of damage.
So there's a surge cancel, which does nothing. So 4 damage is going to go through.
Yep, that's pretty good. He took down the.
Yeah.
One more hit, and that weak way is gonna go.
And if Greedo goes down, he's still going to get that one last attack.
Yep. And play heightened reflexes. So he's going to remove the defense die and take it out.
Yeah.
That
was a pretty solid move, I think, for Daniel.
Yeah, it was a solid start. Here, I feel like Daniel's right in going after the weak ways. Because Brett only has 2 of the weak ways, he's going to have to rely more on the Gamorreans, which are melee, and in the corridors like this, they're going to be a lot weaker. You know, the weak ways can pop around a corner, shoot, and go back, whereas the Gamorreans are just going to have to charge in.
Yeah, it'll be easier for Brett to shoot from a distance and then retreat, which is the most frustrating thing when you have a melee character is when your opponent just keeps running away.
Yeah.
So we'll see how it goes. It looks like Brett is about to activate. I think he has to activate Onar.
Yep, that's his last guy. Looks like he's trying to decide which way to go.
So we'll see if Onar goes off on his own. He might. He does have a lot of health, so he's pretty steady.
Yeah, out of his list, that's the one character I'd be okay with splitting off.
Splitting off, yep.
If he does, he's going to get 9 points here.
Yeah, he does.
He's going to get 9 points, which is a pretty big jump. And then, I can't remember, if it's
so
contested.
It has to be.
Yeah, you have to control it, which means next round Daniel can contest, and it's going to be a lot harder for Brett to gain points.
But at the end of the round, right now Brett controls 3 security stations. He's going to get 3 victory points. And then if there's a figure in line of sight, that figure is going to suffer 2 damage. I'm trying to see, Greedo might be in line of sight, I think, from that security station.
Which
so
again,
he's going to take 2 damage right there.
Yep. Again, that's probably the best figure for
doing that.
For Daniel on Daniel's side, but that's still 2 damage that Greedo does not get to, interact with at all.
Mm-hmm. And Brett's still managed to position Onar to be close to the Gamorrean guard, so he's kind of off on his own, but he can still really reposition him pretty easily.
So it doesn't look like he actually had line of sight, I think, because of the blocking terrain next to. Oh no, they're doing it now.
There we go.
There we go. The resetting drilling command cards. The initiative should pass to Brett. I feel like Brett has a pretty good.
Yeah, I think he's in
here.
a good position right now. Daniel really is going to have to move pretty far to be able to attack at the moment.
So Daniel's using Black Market for tough luck.
And it looks like maybe he's using that. Oh, he's drawing it into his hand, looks like.
All right, so he paid to take it into his hand.
And initiative passes to Brett.
Put the damage on Greedo, by the way, if anybody missed that.
Yeah, so far we've mostly seen Black Market with them putting the damage on Jabba, but interestingly enough, we don't have Jabba this match.
Yeah, this is kind of fun. We've seen a lot of matches with Jabba, and now we get to see one where there's a little bit more where all of their figures are incentivized to go in. Obviously, you still have C-3PO and Gideon, but a little bit more interaction here. Looks like Brett's trying to figure out what his first move is going to be. I mean, the nice thing about Black Market is it works with a lot of your figures. It works with the with Greedo. It works with I believe the weak ways, if I'm not mistaken. It works with Jabba. It works with Vinto, which we saw last round. It works with a lot of the mercenary.
So we see
characters.
Brett is moving his Gamorrean guard. It looks like he's about to attack Greedo with reach. That's pretty good damage there.
Wow.
Oh. So Greedo, I think, is going to. I don't think he can survive that.
Even if you have a way to survive it, is it really worth?
Oh,
He's going to play on the lamb.
All right.
So for those at home, on the lamb was actually a significant player in the last match, is what let Paul stay alive. But it says use while defending before the attacker applies modifiers to interrupt to perform a move. So he's going to run away and then be out of line of sight.
Do you think it was worth it to play it this early?
I don't know. I was just about to say I don't know if it's even worth it for him to do that because
Greedo doesn't have that much health.
Right, he doesn't have much health, and he's going to get an attack back anyway.
Yeah.
It seems like I'd rather use the on the lamb on a different figure.
At a later time.
Yeah, that isn't necessarily going to get a guaranteed attack back. But that said, he does pretty much negate that Gamorrean's entire turn, that one figure anyway.
So I feel like Daniel might need to go kind of on the aggressive end now, with Brett controlling all 3 security stations.
Definitely.
If they're not contested at the end of this round, he's going to get another 9 points.
So here, I guess we're going to see if whether that on the lamb was worth it or not. He's going to attack again. It looked like he was going after C-3PO, actually. C-3PO hasn't gotten activate this turn, so it seems worth it. Decent
4.
Oh.
Blank.
But he's going to re-roll. I don't think that's enough to save him.
Yeah, 3 damage.
Looks like he's checking his hand just in case. Yep, there it goes. So that's a little bit of a bummer for Brett because C-3PO didn't get to activate that turn. That's probably a missed focus plus some additional benefit.
Yeah, this is one of the first times we've seen C-3PO get taken out this quickly.
Yep. I mean, it makes sense, though, right? With Greedo, C-3PO can attack back, so Greedo's weakness is actually not a weakness in this case. And with Greedo so low, you're basically getting an attack, and then you're forcing your opponent to go after Greedo yet again.
And it'll take away some of Brett's ability to continue to focus his characters.
Yep, which is big. If you've been paying attention at home, we haven't talked about it too much, but with all these focuses being thrown around early in the game, that's what lets these players do these big attacks that swing the game in their favor. Otherwise, they're just rolling usually 2 dice attacks, which...
Yeah, the focus gives them an extra green die, which we've seen pretty consistently. And that extra die can make a world of difference in an attack.
Definitely. So at this point, it's back to Brett. He's clearly going after all of the stations on the right side of the screen. Do you think Daniel puts pressure on the left with only Onar over there?
Maybe. I think it's only Onar, but at the same time, Onar's going to take a while to take down.
It's true. So we've got Gideon using planning, so Brett doesn't have to discard. He just gets 2 command cards, and then he focuses the Gamorrean guard over there. It's going to take a while to go down, but because it's only the one figure, you're only worrying about one attack to come back.
True.
Which, that's the one thing I like. Like, it's one of the scary things about the Bantha is that it's not just attacking one figure back.
It's attacking 3.
Exactly. Whereas Onar can only attack 1 back. He hits really hard, but if you're ganging up on him, it's a little bit easier.
Yeah, he gets 3 dice to attack, and one of them is the red die, which is most damage potential.
And both of his surge are going to add damage to the attack.
So they're both being pretty cautious, it seems like, right now with deciding. So Daniel's activating Gideon.
Back to Gideon activations early on.
Focused Onar. Do you think he'll move Gideon? Yeah, it looks like.
Yep. Otherwise, he's at risk of all of his figures getting out of line of sight of Gideon, and then Gideon's going to be useless. I feel like the advantage right now is in Daniel's on Daniel's side, even though Brett has more points and he's going to be getting more points at the end of this round most likely. I feel like losing that Weequay and C-3PO is a pretty significant hit to his side, and Daniel hasn't lost a figure, and the only one that really is at risk is Greedo.
Greedo, who isn't too. I mean, it's not a figure that's going to make or break, I think, Daniel's list.
Right.
If Greedo goes down, he still has a lot of other units that he can rely on. So
Right.
you see, Onar is actually retreating now.
Interesting.
Which is not what I was expecting him to do.
And I wonder
why. I mean, he has so much health that I would expect him to maybe move closer to the other units, but we'll have to see what he plans on doing.
Yeah, he's clearly afraid of Daniel coming over with a bunch of units and jumping on him. Again, you have to control the station, so I think even if Daniel wasn't able to kill Onar, he probably would have had control of the station, which at this point might as well just let him have control and not risk losing Onar.
So it looks like Daniel's not going to try, at least not yet, to control the station. I think that makes sense. Onar's probably more useful attacking.
Definitely.
Especially since he's focused, so he's going to get an extra die. And he's going to go after, it looks like, the Gamorrean Guard.
Yeah, that Gamorrean Guard doesn't look like it's in a great position for Brett. It's
No.
kind of sitting out there. He's already been activated, so he's just going to take a bunch of damage, I think, at this point. Not just from Onar. Whoa.
So as we said, he has 4 dice, and that's because of the focus. Looks like Brett got an additional defense.
Thanks to Gamorrean's ability.
Mm-hmm.
But
That's still 4 damage in a surge.
he's not going to be able to finish off the Gamorrean, but he's going to get close. Looks like he's satisfied with just racking up a bunch of damage on the guard. 6 damage was the final total, thanks to the surge getting a little extra in.
So far we haven't seen Shyla do too much for either of them. Do you think we're going to see her come in and start attacking soon, or?
I'm not sure. Shyla for Brett is hiding out by the station, which so that would imply he's just trying to cover that area. But
do you think that's a good choice for him, or do you think he should be more aggressive? Well, it looks like he's about to move her
Yep,
right when we said that.
Get an answer. I do think Shyla's really good on this board because she can move a figure. She can get them away from a station, which is pretty key. She's attacking Greedo of all. Wow.
I think that might do it.
No, that was Greedo's. Wait, oh, what was that?
Oh, that was Greedo's attack.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure what happened there. I must have missed something, but it's an okay attack, but nothing special. Got a couple surge to deal with, but that red die just is laughing in his face, I think. So he put a bunch of damage on Onar. And then he's going to... Interesting. He keeps running figures back to the beginning, and I feel like that's a mistake for him.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure what his plan is there. I think because he's leaving people still... It's pretty easy still for Daniel, I think, to get line of sight.
Right.
And since he's primarily using ranged attacks, I think if I were Brett, I'd want to, if I'm going to retreat, make sure to be out of line of sight.
Yep. I'm either wanting to retreat back to the beginning, which doesn't seem very good at all, or go back and try and reinforce the station.
Yeah, I would think he'd reinforce the station, but it doesn't look like he's doing that right now.
He's trying to figure out what he wants to do, though.
Mm-hmm.
He's clearly considering it, but not sure. The other thing about going back into that corridor there that makes me think that Gamorrean is in a weak spot is if Daniel brings some of his units over to that leftmost station, that station's going to have line of sight on any figure in that corridor.
Mm-hmm. And they're going to take 2 damage just from that.
They're looking at...
Yeah, it looks like they're checking the rules for Greedo.
Yeah. Talking about Greedo for a second, I'm not 100% sure on what, but I'm not sure what would matter there since he wasn't involved in the attack. Still thinking here. So what do you think Daniel's next move is? He's got both Weequay Pirates and Shyla still available. They're kind of far in the back there, but if they open that door, they're going to be right in the fray. Do you go in that way, or do you go over to the station on the left side?
I mean, if he could just use one Weequay to open the door, at which point all of the rest of them were going to be able to start attacking.
Sure.
Probably the Gamorrean guards, and that also opens the window for Shyla to move in and possibly pull the Gamorrean guard away from the objective, which is going to block Brett from points and stop him from doing any damage. Though I don't think anybody's in line of sight of that one.
Not sure.
Yeah.
They're still thinking over there.
I mean, he could also just go around through the hallway and leave the door to possibly protect his figures from attack.
From a rear attack. So I think we were mistaken earlier. I think Brett used Greedo to attack Onar rather than Shyla, it looks like. Shyla is still unactivated, judging by the deployment card. Yep, he's going with one Weequay over to the station. Nope, both Weequays.
He's putting both Weequays there.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah, I'm curious that he brought both over, but he will get, because he controls it now, 2 damage probably to the Gamorrean guard.
He could choose Greedo, but that seems like the Gamorrean guard is the right choice, especially since it's focused. And I can't remember. I think that one I think is the one that has a bunch of damage on it already.
Yep, I think so.
2 damage would actually finish it off, I believe.
It might.
I think it has 6 damage on it, so that's.
Yeah, if he can finish the Gamorrean guard off just with controlling the security terminal.
That'll be really nice.
Yeah.
Brett, I think Brett's in a tough position here. He's getting a bunch of victory points from these stations, but he's losing the board battle.
Yeah, do you feel
quickly.
like he was too aggressive in going after all 3 security stations like that right away?
Definitely. I could see sending one figure in to test the waters or something, but throwing 2 figures in and then throwing another Gamorrean guard in there afterwards, it just seems like you're spending activations for very little value. And leaving the rest of your units pretty well undefended. This game activations are a crucial resource in this game, you know?
Yep.
And spending them just for 3 points seems pretty low value.
Yeah, I mean, 9 points for the first round sounds really good at first, but once you start losing activations, that adds up very, very quickly. I think maybe if you'd gone after 6 points, could have been a little safer.
Sure. Or even potentially just the
the
leftmost one
yeah.
and sending most of his team there, deterring Brett from going that way. But we'll see what happens. He's coming over and contesting that station with one of his Weequays, which is not going to do much because he's still outnumbered. The Weequay.
Stop the Gamorrean guard from getting killed just from that. Trying to see what Daniel has left. If he could potentially kill the Weequay or defeat it now, then.
I don't think so. He's got a set of Weequays and Shyla, but they're both so far back. I don't think they're going to be able to get. Shyla might. I think she's too far, but she might be able to reach, maybe and pull the Weequay over. But I'm not sure. I think Shyla's in line of sight, isn't it? Yeah, it's his line of sight, so she won't be able to reach over. She needs to see him. She can get close enough, I think, but not be able. She won't see him, so she can't use the ability. So here she comes, though. Again, Brett, I feel, is losing the board position, and initiative is going back to Daniel this following round. This could end pretty quickly for Brett.
I mean, he could have take initiative, but even with that, I feel like leaving one Weequay hunter off on its own like that, I don't think, even to stop Daniel from controlling the security terminal, I don't know that that was the right call.
Yeah, and I mean, for all we know, Daniel has a negation in his hand, so that take initiative. I don't know.
You can't rely on it.
No, it's such a powerful card, but everybody runs negation mainly because of take initiative. I've seen games where people hold on to negation until their opponent
Brett
plays
moving
it.
in now. Trying to see what unit he just activated.
I believe that's Shyla. So he's abandoning the points jump and bringing Shyla in.
I think maybe he has to right now.
At this point, yeah. I feel like he does. The problem with that is now he's revealing all of his characters while
Daniel still has a lot left.
Yeah, and initiative's going back to him.
Oh, well, now he's moving. Oh, he's pulling somebody in for attack.
Pulling Onar in.
I don't know if I were him, if I would attack Onar. He just has so much health left.
He's got 9 health. I mean,
yeah.
This seems like...
If he can take out Onar, that'll be huge.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to be able to do that much damage, but he is rolling 4 dice, so... Doesn't look like he has enough. He's got 5 plus 2 surge. That's not going to be enough. Does another 7 or 8, looks like. So, looks like he's got 13 damage on him.
It looks like
what did he play there? He finished him off? On the lamb.
On the lamb.
Tough luck. Mm-hmm. Oh, is he discarding them? Not quite sure. Either way, he's taken out Onar. I missed what he played.
So that was good for Brett.
Yeah.
That helps.
I don't know if it swings things in his favor, though.
Yeah, I don't know. He does still have Onar, but his Onar is kind of hiding out in the back.
Yeah.
He's not really going to be able to do very much.
And
I think he can move it right in order to have line of sight. I'm trying to see.
I don't know if he can.
Oh.
He might be able to pop around the corner there, but
So he moved 4. I don't think he'll have line of sight.
he can't going left. Going right, he might be able to, but
I don't know if that was the right call to put him back there.
I don't think it was at all. I think that was a big mistake on his part. And now he's going to have Shyla sitting out as well. If I'm in Brett's position, I'm scared that Daniel's going to have initiative next round, and he's got all of his Weequay pirates available and out in the open, buffed up with hidden.
Okay, so Daniel's going to open the door.
Interesting. He's going to go in there after the Gamorrean. So he clearly wants to take out that Gamorrean before it can activate next round with that focus. Not a very good roll.
Not a great roll. I don't think he can do anything.
Weequay's got Pure Swan.
Tough luck.
That was a mistake by Brett, I think.
Yeah.
He re-rolled. He got a better roll, but Daniel played tough luck.
Oh, that hurt.
Oh, man. I don't know. Could he have...
Could he have done much before?
I don't know if he would have killed the Gamorrean or not. I think he only had 1 damage available, and Gamorrean had 2 damage. I'm not sure. I don't know why Brett would have re-rolled otherwise, though. If the Gamorrean's not going to die, why bother taking the chance? Well, that, I think, was a pretty important play for Daniel.
I mean, do you think he should have even played tough luck if it would save the Gamorrean versus not? Daniel's going to have initiative, right? Next round.
No, Daniel played tough luck to kill the Gamorrean.
Oh, no. I mean, re-roll. Sorry.
Oh, re-roll, yes. Yeah.
Sorry about that. Do you think it was worth it for Brett to re-roll to try to save?
If the Gamorrean was going down, I mean, you have to, right? Because there's no point otherwise. But if he's not, I don't think you do. Unfortunately, I don't know what the situation was. I thought he only had 6, which means he had 2 health left, and I think he was only taking 1. But
probably wrong. Probably was taking 2, so we had to.
I probably just missed something.
Yeah,
So
black market.
Yep, Daniel's playing black market, putting something on his weak way, and he's getting negation. That's going to be huge.
Yep.
Oh, okay, yeah, he's taking his. I saw them writing stuff down for a second.
No,
I thought they were.
I was like, I don't know why he would not take negation.
No reason not to do that.
So we know that Daniel will have initiative because
he can protect himself, Even if Brett has taken initiative, there's no chance. It looks like Brett actually, he put his hand down for a second. It looked like he has a negation in his hand as well. Although I don't know if that's going to matter at this point. He's behind board. Daniel already has initiative.
Yeah, Daniel's going to start off with a weak way hunter.
Going after Brett's remaining weak way.
Or weak way pirate, sorry.
That's a very bad roll on Brett's side. So he might have, Brett has made some questionable calls, but his dice haven't been helping him either.
No.
Weequay took 5 damage, and then the other Weequay is going after him. See if he can finish him off.
That's 4.
Oh, jeez. Yep.
That's rough.
Brett's dice aren't helping either. I think at this point, Brett is in trouble. And I suppose he's got 18 points, so I suppose there is a chance he could.
Yeah, if they run out of time and he has enough points, he could win.
But it's
it's going to. Yeah.
I think it's going to be over before that.
Yep.
He's just losing too many characters too fast.
And Daniel also has the potential to get points at the end of each round if he needs them.
Yep. Yeah, at this point, Daniel is going to be getting just as many points as Brett at the end of the round. He's only a few points behind, and he clearly has better board position. Brett can't sacrifice any more characters to try and get points at this point. He has to just fight.
Daniel's attacking.
Greedo. Whoa,
oh,
block.
So that was a good roll for Brett.
Yep.
Oh, he had to re-roll.
Forced re-roll.
He finally got what he needed, and it's taken away.
Taken out of his hands. A little bit of damage gets through.
Yeah.
So there's 25 minutes left in the round. We were just notified, so there's still a decent chunk of time, but it is a little bit closer than at least I expected. Get this round in, maybe one more round if the game goes that long. That went much better in Brett's favor.
Yeah. Oh no.
That was his parting shot, I believe.
Okay. There we go.
So I think that was his parting shot, and then I think Daniel's Greedo was about to die as well. Although I don't know why he would roll another. Oh, he gets a new attack. He doesn't have to attack the attacker, right? So he's just attacking something else. Plays Blitz. So as you might have been able to read on the screen, Blitz is used while attacking to apply 1 surge to the attack results. So he's getting extra surge to try and. I think he was trying to finish off Shyla, would be my guess. I think that was the only person within line of sight for him.
Yeah, I believe that's who he was attacking.
So both players lost Greedo, but I think Daniel getting 2 attacks versus 1 there, I think a little bit better off.
Yep. So it looks like Daniel's now moving Weequay.
Yeah, he attacked with that one and then moved it back into protection. He's going to attack Shyla with his other one.
Not a great defense roll for Brett again.
Yet again. Yeah, and Daniel has tons of surge to do what he wants. Probably pierce that 1 defense away.
Yeah, pierce plus 2 damage. I mean.
Yep. Gonna re-roll because why not?
2, yeah.
Yep.
So.
And you only really want to use 2 surge with Weequay unless you really need the accuracy.
Yeah, he doesn't need the accuracy, so
Nope.
there's no point in
And
keeping it.
he got that extra damage in there. Shyla's almost gone.
Yeah, do you think Brett can make a comeback?
I think it's too far out of his hands now.
Yeah.
He has to attack with Shyla this turn at this point, because otherwise Shyla is just going to be defeated.
He still hasn't activated Onar. It's like.
But again, as we discussed earlier,
Yeah.
he's not going to be able to do much.
I don't think he can get an attack in on anybody right now with him.
No. I mean, Gideon's going to help him a little bit, obviously.
Yeah.
It's only
With the 2.
Gideon's not going to do much there.
Maybe he could get
With Gideon's movement.
Pirate.
Yeah.
Trying to see
With Gideon's
extra
movement.
2.
With Gideon's movement, he will be able to pop out. That's that's true.
But even then, that's just one attack.
Right. And at this point, he's lost so many figures. I think Daniel's board is not damaged, so like it's Shyla's gonna make an attack, I think, at this point, but she might not even be able to defeat a single figure, let alone Daniel has 4 weakways and Shyla left. Brett only has Onar, Shyla, and Gamorrean Guard, and Shyla's almost gone, so he effectively just has Onar and a Gamorrean Guard.
Yeah, and again, Onar's not in a great position.
No, I do think Gideon will let him pop out, but it's, again, as you said, one shot. So I feel like a couple early mistakes by Brett led him down this path. A couple tactical mistakes.
Yeah.
Throwing 3 figures off to the right there seemed like too much. Would you have thrown like 1 or 2 at least, trying to get some extra points in there?
Yeah, I might have thrown 1, but to me, I also just don't understand the retreat backwards.
Sure.
I think he needed to keep really his heavy hitters in range to attack.
Right. Well, that's a good attack roll at least, but Daniel's
Yeah,
rolling
3
well on defense.
Daniel is not having Brett's luck with the defense
No,
rolls.
he's doing just fine. That said, with Shyla getting all that surge, he will be able to pierce and do some extra damage and cleave. Heightened reflexes, removing that defense die. That's
helpful.
Yep.
Yeah.
So there goes a weak way.
I mean, it's not huge. It makes a difference.
It makes a difference, but again, there's so much firepower on the other side. Okay, so he's going to play opportunistic, probably to try and protect Shyla a little bit. And Daniel's just going to negate
it.
Yeah. Interesting. I mean, I guess, yeah, it's probably the right call, right? Because Brett's getting initiative next round, so Daniel doesn't have to fear take initiative, right? So that seems like the right call there.
And they're not going to make it past that round.
No. Yeah. So that seems like a smart play. We've got
So it looks like Brett
fleet-footed.
just played fleet-footed.
Yep.
They would give him, I think, some extra movement.
So this is interesting. He's going to go up to 32 points at the end of this round.
So he'll be very, very close.
If this is okay.
If they run out of time, he might win.
Yeah.
I don't think they will.
Well, interestingly, he does have a shot at so assuming Daniel does not have take initiative, which I don't think he has too many cards left in his hand, so the chances are a little slim. But if he does not, I think Brett can use Gideon, put Onar out. Assuming Onar can take out one of those weakways and then activate immediately in the next round and take out another weakway, that would be 40 points. And it looks like Brett's trying to figure out the chances of Daniel having take initiative in his hand. Can't see what's in Brett's hand. So, as bad as it looks for Brett, I think he has a slim shot.
Yeah, he has a chance.
But I'm not sure if it seems like a lot has to go right for him to even have a chance
So
at
it looks
winning.
like Brett's trying to see where Shyla can get to. And then Daniel also still has Gideon, so he can move for a little farther.
As you said, I don't think it's going to get there, but if it did go 2 rounds, I do think Brett also has a shot because he's going to get 6 this round. And then assuming another round, he could hole up in that spot and get another 6. And at that point, he's only 2 points away from winning.
Yeah, so it looks like Gideon just moved Onar forward. I think he's going to pop out and attack a weak way.
Yeah. Okay, so Brett going after the points does seem like...
Yeah, it might pay off. We were very skeptical before.
Definitely, yeah.
But it's very risky, but it looks like he may just be able to do it. Though Daniel may also come in here now with Shyla and take away that chance.
I mean, at this point, Daniel has to win by points, right? Because he's not going to catch Brett in overall points. He's only at 16 at the moment. He's going to have to defeat a lot of figures to get there. He's only going to get 3 points from this, so he'll be at 19 effectively. He'll be 19 to 32, assuming no changes by the end of the round. That's 13 points.
I think he can still go in and contest with Shyla. She hasn't activated yet. Or if he can get close enough, if he's in line of sight, he can pull a figure away.
Sure.
So Brett might not keep control of everything.
And she can get in line of sight. She can get just to the edge there with her movement and then pull something away. So that's a good point. Getting a little ahead of myself and trying to see Brett's chances.
We're taking a while again.
Yeah,
to decide.
Brett's trying to make. It looks like he's actually considering going after Shyla, which I think is not a good idea right here. He's got to. I think he has to go after the weak ways.
Yeah, he might be scared just because she's focused, but I think that is the right way to go. Yeah, he's debating it.
Yeah. But I mean, if he goes after Shyla, he can't stop Shyla.
No.
And then he's probably not going to take her out.
It looks like he is going after Shyla.
Or is he gonna go around the corner and try and?
No.
Oh no, he is. This is
not the move we were expecting.
Oh,
he's
gonna push her. Ah ha ha ha! That's tricky.
Oh no.
So
can she still get?
Nope, she can't. She's movement 4. She'll be 1 short of having line of sight.
So she could just walk up and stand next to you.
Right, she can contest.
Opposed. Yeah, she can contest it.
But she can't actually pull anyone away, which would have been a much bigger play, because she would have been able to pull him and attack. Potentially, if she had gone after the Gamorrean, she probably could have finished it off thanks to being focused. He's going to play... Urgency, was that?
I think it was urgency.
That's gain of number of movement points equal to your speed plus 2. That's
so
going to let
that's
him
going to
get
do
in.
it, yeah.
And then Shyla against Shyla at this point, which Brett's going to lose.
And the other Shyla has taken a lot of damage.
Yep. So Daniel had the right command card at the right time. Rolls, that's a pretty good attack. I don't think that defense is enough. Well, I'm almost certainly not. Needs to do 3 damage.
Yeah, that does it.
So it looks like
he can keep control. He got 8 points from Shyla, and he'll get another 3.
He'll get 6 here.
Yeah, 6.
Yeah.
And then he can get more points.
Interesting. Brett is actually... Okay, that's probably the right call. He's not gaining 3 points, but he's contesting, so Daniel doesn't get it. And then he's also getting to deal a bunch of damage to Shyla. So that seems like the right call. He's going to be able to cleave 2 with his surge. So they reset. There's probably not as much damage as Brett was hoping on Shyla. Daniel's going to get 3 points. Goes up to 24 thanks to Shyla. And
we'll see if he uses...
If he has take initiative.
Yeah.
This is probably the last round. We don't have a lot of time left. Looks like... Doesn't look like he used Black Market this turn.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering, is if he'd use Black Market to try to get some more...
Here. Nope.
Oh,
there we go.
There we go, okay.
Planning. Okay.
Well,
that's not gonna...
That doesn't get him not what he wants.
Yeah. Could for the next round, but again, this is probably the last round. So... gave over initiative, so he doesn't have take initiative. Or does he? He
Oh,
does.
he does.
Okay. So it's all game. There's Brett's negation.
Yep.
So at this point, I still don't know if Brett can win. He's losing on points now. He can't even really defeat any figures quickly. Brett still has Gideon and C-3PO, which means his weak ways are probably going to focus.
It looks like he's going to go after Shyla.
Yep, I think that's the right call at this point.
Yeah.
Shyla has some damage on her. The weak ways aren't going to be able to contest those stations just yet. Primary target. And gets one extra attack. That's not a great defense roll. Whoa!
Oh,
I
think that might.
That's a really lopsided attack. That's one of the more lopsided ones we've seen all day. So primary attack gave him that extra damage, although I'm not sure it even mattered, but it did focus him as well, which gave him one of those green dice.
So now he's taken out Shyla.
So that's, I don't know if that's enough, but it's going to be interesting.
Definitely hurts.
Yeah, Brett now has to, Brett is slightly in the lead in points. Daniel now has to go after, I think, Onar, because he's blocking, he's protecting Gamorrean. Actually, no, I think he'll have, as long as he's on that other side, he'll have line of sight to either of them. Uses C-3PO to focus.
Mm-hmm.
So now maybe it comes down to whether Daniel can take out Onar. If he, sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead. Onar only has 2 damage.
Right, but those weak ways, if they're focused, which they're going to be, thanks to C-3PO and Gideon, there's 3 weak ways that are going to fire. I think that's more than enough to take out Onar. Yeah, it's going to be interesting. I think he has to actually go after the Gamorrean, because if he doesn't go after the Gamorrean, Brett just passes and then moves the Gamorrean over to the other station and just gets 6 points at the end of the round and wins.
So about 10 minutes to the end of the round.
So depending on how this plays, we might see, I don't know if we'll see the end of this round, but all right, Brett's using Gideon to protect them. Smart. This is a really funny way for the game to come, to end. Basically, Brett has been going for points the whole game. He's sacrificed board position the entire time for it.
Yeah, he's using a lot of kind of clever tactics to just barely hang in.
Right. Generally, these tactics are kind of like last gasp. I need to stay alive. But I mean, I guess that's true in this case too. But
it is maybe going to work, but it's very, very risky.
Yeah, this is going to be interesting. Gideon's not going to soak up too much. He's only going to be able to soak up 1 attack. Here comes the first one. That's 6 damage. That is definitely enough. Does he have enough range? I think he does. That's 5 plus 2, so I think that's just enough range, actually.
Yep. I think he's exactly 7 away.
Barring any tricks.
Yeah, it looks like they're counting up range.
Yeah, just making sure. If you're Brett, you got to make sure, you want to make sure you don't do anything. Gideon, that's just enough damage to take out Gideon.
So if this goes through right now, then Gideon will just barely be defeated. Yeah.
Once again, the black dice just deserting Brett. He's rolled fine on attacks, but his defense dice have not behaved. The one time he did get the 3, Daniel was able to remove it.
So it looks like they're still talking about it.
Yeah, not quite sure what they're discussing, but I guess maybe Brett was trying to suggest he had a way to keep him alive, maybe. If he does have a trick in his hand, it is an interesting decision. Does he use it now to keep Gideon alive, or does he use it later to try and keep one of his other figures alive? Because Gideon in the end doesn't matter, right?
Yeah, I mean, he's not worth that many points. He's not going to do very much
No,
at this point.
his sole purpose there was to act as a shield. So Daniel's going now. It looked like he pointed to Onar, although that seems like an odd choice to me. Who'd you go after here, out of curiosity?
Well, he just played a card.
He just played tools for the trade. So when you declare an attack, add 1 attack die of your choice. So it's a pretty good attack. Got enough range. 6 damage and 2 surge. That's a pretty good attack. Rerolling his 1 bad die. And
A little better.
yep. Got extra range out of that too. I don't think that mattered, but hey, why not?
It could be that he doesn't think he has range to hit the Gamorrean guard.
Right. Yeah, he went after. I mean, also the thing that does matter is Onar, as shown, does not have a defense die. So I mean, he just gets all the damage he rolls in there. Obviously, it was a lot here.
Opportunistic.
He's going to gain 3 movement points, so he's probably going to try and move in. No? He's calculating out movements and whatnot. But he's going to get a couple extra movement points here. I think he might have 1 or 2 left over from his activation. Or... Interesting. Not quite sure. It's like he moved his other weak way. Brett's considering things. He obviously checked range and whatnot. So Onar has 4 health left. It's going to come down. This is going to come down to the wire here. I mean, 4 health isn't a lot since he doesn't have a defense die, but you can see Daniel Taylor's discard pile. He's played 2/3 of his command deck. He's got 2 more cards in hand.
I think if Daniel takes out Onar, that'll be.
I think
that'll be it.
Yeah,
right?
because then Brett can only get 3 points at the end of the round. I suppose if Brett has take initiative, he could potentially start the next round, come out with the Gamorrean and get the winning points, but that's a lot of big ifs. He needs to have take initiative. Actually, no. How much is Onar? Onar is
only 6
okay.
points.
So Daniel will be 1 short. Okay, interesting. They are running low on time, so Brett shouldn't be taking up too much time. If he does, he risks losing an extra opportunity to win here.
Seems like Brett's thinking over what to do.
Yeah, I mean, he has a slim margin, right? He's the one that's on the ropes. He does have position, but I think at this point he's just taking too long to think. He needs to just...
He needs to go in and
Yep.
attack.
Well, he needs to get moving so that he has a second chance next round, too. He's going to lose the battle. He's going to lose the firefight.
I mean, he could potentially get lucky, and Onar could survive.
Yeah, it really depends, I think, on what's in his hand. 4 damage is not hard for a weak way. I think that weak way is focused as well. I'm not 100% sure, but I believe
I
so.
think so.
He's still
He's
counting
still
out.
counting. All right, here
All
we
right.
go.
Activating the Gamorrean. All right, we just got word Paul Heaver won his semifinal match. So it will be the winner of this match against Paul Heaver in the finals.
So if Daniel wins, we'll have them both.
Yep, we'll see.
It's very close right now.
Yeah.
And Brett is taking quite a while.
He is on the ropes, but I think seems like he's thinking about coming out with the Gamorrean, perhaps to try and protect Onar. His Gamorrean can't attack this turn. He doesn't have the. He's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, he's going to be one short. Daniel's been very careful. He's been well placing. He's been placing his weak ways very well.
Yeah, I guess he could move the Gamorrean to get 6 points if Onar survives somehow.
Right, you can do that, or you can move.
Which would win it.
Right, or you can move the Gamorrean out and try and act as a meat shield for Onar.
Do you think he can block line of sight successfully? I'm trying to see.
I believe so. It's if he moves in the right spot.
No.
He's just going to go for the points. I mean, if he does this, he gets a guaranteed 3.
Oh,
nope.
Nope.
Okay, he's going for blocking line of sight. He changed his mind. So here comes Daniel. Good attack. So he's not going to be able to kill the Gamorrean guard. Assassinate. Is that enough? I don't know if that's enough or not. I feel like it has to be, otherwise Daniel might not play it, but it certainly certainly justifies Brett moving the Gamorrean guard out. Because otherwise, no matter what Daniel had rolled, Brett would have been able to assassinate Onar. With only 4 health left, he would have only had to deal 1 damage at that point.
And it looks like there will be one more round.
So it's still anybody's game here. Does Brett have take initiative? I think that's the big question here, isn't it?
Is Daniel going to play Black Market?
I think at this point you do. I mean, I think he draws both anyways. He's only going to draw 1. So yeah, he can play Black Market, but there's no point in getting the victory points off of it. I didn't catch what that was.
It might have been take initiative.
No, he had already played his. He
Okay.
had gotten negated earlier from Brett.
Oh, yep, you're right. I did not see what it is.
No, I didn't either. Things he hasn't played yet. I think Squad Swarm is up. He hasn't played Squad Swarm or Blitz or Element of Surprise. We might have missed a few of these.
I think he might have played Blitz.
He still has planning in his hand. I know that. Positioning Advantage and Mitigate are other ones I don't remember seeing. Obviously, he's played some of them, but. So they're still talking. I'm guessing he's keeping initiative. Brett hasn't played anything. Yep, he's counting out. So at this point, Brett does not have take initiative. You can see him there. He's like, oh no. If he loses a single figure, he loses. Daniel hits 40 points. I think I can't imagine a scenario where the Gamorrean guard stays alive. Daniel just activates the weak ways that has both figures, right? And attacks. They're not focused, but he has spent a lot of his tricks.
Yeah, Brett is so close to winning here.
Yep. But so is Daniel. Daniel isn't focused, which is a big thing. But he does still have another element of surprise, with the only guy that can have it. That's not a very good roll.
No.
At all. Element of surprise, when you declare an attack, if the target figure did not have line of sight, which is true, or at the start of the activation, remove 1 die from its defense pool.
That's a little better.
That's going to help.
So he's 2 damage in the surge. He can use the surge for an additional.
Probably enough. The Gamorrean only has 2 health left. Yeah, I think Daniel's saying, yeah, he's gone, right? Brett seems to be delaying. I'm not quite sure what the.
Oh,
there
we
goes
go.
The Gamorrean. Oh, right. The Gamorrean, it's a 2 figure. So I was thinking it was 8 points, of course. So it's 4 points. So Daniel is not won yet.
No, he has to take out Onar. If Onar kills anything or defeats anything at this point, Brett will win.
Yep.
So
and
really, it's a race.
with the surge, that's enough to kill him, to defeat him. And he plays positioning advantage. Brett checks his hand. Is this the end?
Is this it?
He puts it down. No? What's...
Yeah,
there we go. Daniel Taylor won. So former world champion, not former, defending world reigning world champion Daniel Taylor is going to move on to face Paul Heaver in the finals.
Yeah, I think we're going to have a very exciting match. Two very well-known players.
Yeah. Reigning world champion in one game, reigning world champion in this game, former world champion in another game, and runner-up in this game. This is going to be a match for the ages, I think. Brett obviously put up a huge fight. His strategy was interesting. What do you think about it?
Well,
it almost
we were
worked.
very skeptical of it
We were.
for about half
For
of
sure.
the game.
Yeah.
But he clearly had a plan. He was going for points. It almost worked.
So close. 3 points away.
Yeah, it was risky.
Yep.
Risky plan, but
Yeah.
if he could have, really, he just had to take down anything. If Onar survived the last attack, all he had to do was take down one figure, and that would have been game.
And if something had broken differently earlier, maybe he didn't have to throw the Gamorrean guard in the front, and he could have just gotten 6 points last round. You know, that was good. It was a little different than the last match, which was close. It was a little bit. They were playing different strategies, whereas before it was a back and forth. It seemed. Before
it was back and forth. This one felt very one-sided for most of it. But really, it was Brett going for
the
kind
points,
of stealthily getting points.
Yeah, I mean, he ended up with. What was it? He got 9 the first round, and then I think potentially 6 or 9 more.
Yeah,
he got a fair
ended
bet.
at 37.
So close. But interesting. All right. Well, we're gonna have the finals here soon. I think we're gonna step away for a few minutes, and then we're gonna come back with you, and we're gonna show you an awesome match. I'm super excited.
Yeah, I can't wait.
Awesome. See you guys soon.